and gentlemen, boys and girls, cardaholics of all ages, welcome back to Big Al's Cards. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I want to talk about where I think the sports card market is heading, just based on what I've seen as a buyer on eBay, as an occasional seller on eBay. Just kind of compare just with some smaller time stuff. You know, I'm not buying LeBron, I'm not buying Jordan, I'm not buying, you know, these big name people that people chase in the hobby, but I'm buying stuff that just makes me happy. And even in selling, I'm selling stuff that I just don't really have a place for in my PC. And I've had varying experiences, right? In terms of selling or not selling certain items. So everything that I'm going to say in this video is my opinion. There is no advice in this video whatsoever. Okay, there's a little disclaimer. Everything is my opinion and my opinion only. So I want to talk first about some buying experiences that I've had. So my prime example is right here in front, and that is my Alexa Bliss National Treasures auto from Chronicles. So I paid, I want to say in total with tax and shipping, it's about 120 bucks for this card, maybe 125. And my max bid was 107. This card at the start of the year was $180, $200, somewhere around there. And now, obviously, she's been out. She'll be back probably sometime next year. There's other factors that can indicate individual card performances. But usually, Alexa Bliss has a pretty strong secondary market. You pull a card and you're going to make some decent money because there's a lot of people who collect her. And to see that card kind of go from 200, even when it started, it was like $250, $300, all the way down to 120. Like, it was a little shocking, to say the least. And I'm really happy to have it, don't get me wrong. But in my experience so far with buying, it definitely seems like I've been making some really good deals and steals, if that makes sense. Now, granted, I have been buying a ton of Johnny Gargano stuff. So I can't really use that as an example because there's not as many people buying his stuff as I am. But even in just other purchases, I feel like I've made a lot of really good deals lately. Sometimes people just want to get rid of the card. They don't necessarily care what they get for it. They're just happy to offload it from their inventory. Maybe they're taking it as a loss. Maybe they're itemizing everything. I don't know. But it definitely seems like I've been able to make some really good offers. There are still people who think that we're in 2020 in terms of the sports card market, and that's fine. It's their card, their price, but those aren't going to sell, right? So I think that those people are going to be a different category compared to, you know, what I'm seeing more of on eBay. But it definitely seems like prices are going down, especially auctions. And even when you submit reasonable offers based on looking at sales, people are still willing to kind of come down a little bit. Not always, but I feel like I've been able to make some really good deals. But then I want to take a look at my selling side. And I don't sell a ton of stuff, but I definitely have been dealing more, and I'll put this as politely as I possibly can. I've been dealing a lot more with the lowballers than anything. So I may have made this, maybe I talked about it on YouTube, maybe I didn't. I've been offloading a lot of my Trish Stratus collection. I'm keeping the Phoenix Rainbow, but everything else, you know, I've been trying to move on from. And I put up a lot of the Prism autos. Actually, all of them except the Chronicles National Pride Prism auto. I put up and actually moved. And all of them I sold at less than what I paid for them. So there's an immediate loss right there. Everything since I bought them was trending downward. So right there, I was already in the hole, right? But then on pretty much all of them for a while, I was dealing with a lot of lowball offers. So the gold from 2023, I ended up selling for 105, I think, and I paid 130, 140. So down enough already. But I had offers coming in of like 50 or 60 bucks, and I was like, no, like that's not going to happen. I'm willing to come down, but not that much. I think the Mojo I sold for 80 and I paid 124. So the market was already kind of trending downward when I was deciding to sell these. So I was already selling at a loss. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'm happy to just kind of get the money back, or as much of it as possible, and then just use those funds for Gargano stuff or for Vladdy stuff, Judge stuff, whatever. But, it was kind of interesting to see all these different lowball offers come in of like $50, $40, $30, $20 even, not on the gold. I didn't get $20 on the gold. And I know that the, immediate response from people is, oh, well, you can just turn minimum offer on. I could. And I try not to get too upset when people lowball me. I'm always just more interested in actually seeing what people are offering. The thing that I have noticed on eBay a lot lately, and maybe you'll agree with me, is that people just sit on the watch list and they don't do anything. They don't offer anything. They don't respond to anything. And it kind of drives me up the wall as a seller, because I'm like, if you're interested in the card, make an offer on it. Why are you just sitting here? And I understand there's a game sometimes in eBay of waiting for prices to come down. But at the same time, if you're interested in the card, I'm not going to bite. Just make an offer. It's over eBay. I don't know your name. I know your user ID, but I don't know your name. Like, just shoot an offer. I don't care. So I've definitely found it a very interesting time in terms of eBay. And I know that's not a ton of examples, but there definitely is a decrease in prices, I think, across the board. And obviously, there are varying factors that can influence whether or not somebody's prices are high. High performance in the MLB playoffs, like Adolis Garcia, your prices are going to go up. Great performance in the NFL, your prices are going to go up. Date Taylor Swift, your prices are going to go up. But there's also just overarching economic factors, just nationwide and even worldwide, that I think are contributing to why prices are going down. I'm paying my student loans again. I took them out. I'm going to pay them. But that reduces my purchasing power. And I'm not the only person who's in this situation. People who took out student loans are now paying them back. And we had a really good stretch of 2-3 years where we didn't have to do it. And it's back. And it's fine. It is what it is. It's reducing people's purchasing power. Everything is going up in price. Just inflation exists. You have just all these different economic factors that I think are contributing to the declining sports card market, when at a time when we were getting stimulus money, it was artificially inflated anyway. 2020 and 2021 prices are not coming back. Maybe at some point, maybe this is just a giant market correction. Maybe we will go way back up. Who knows? But I think that for the time being, we are trending downward. And for those who like to collect and don't have that quote unquote investment mentality that a lot of other people do in the YouTube world, I'm much more of an old school collecting perspective. I collect what I like, and I think that that's going to lead to some really solid deals for me as a collector. I also think that that's going to lead to selling cards for not as much as I would like to. It is what it is, right? I think that it's not anything that anybody should panic about. And, if people are tying up their money in cards, that's a different conversation that I'm not really going to get into. I don't believe cards are investments. That's where I'll leave it. But, I don't think there's any reason to hit a panic button, because it's collecting. It's a hobby, right? It's not supposed to be something that you're tying up all your life savings into and hoping that you make it big someday and sell at a huge hype, right? There are people who can certainly afford all the big cards in the world. I am not one of them. I'm totally okay with that. I have some one-of-ones in my collection, but I do mostly wrestling one-of-ones of people that I like. I do some baseball. That's basically my collection. I'm not really doing football or basketball anymore. It's baseball and wrestling. And I collect what I like. And when everybody is sounding the alarms of a down sports card market, my reaction is, cool. Let's go buy some stuff. Let's go see what deals I can find. We're finding cards that were once a ton of money a couple years ago are now much more easily obtained. That's great for me and my PC. Maybe that's not so much for your portfolio if you're selling it to me, but it is what it is. That's how the market works. it's going to go down. It could go up again. Great. I'd love to see it, you know, but until then, I don't think there's ever been a need to panic. I don't think there's ever been a need to sound the alarms, because in my opinion, again, cards are not supposed to be investments. You can speculate on them and you can make money off of them, but they're not investments. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me and that's fine, but they're not, it's just not an investment vehicle. It's just not, you know? So it's a hobby. Enjoy it for what it is. You make money, great. You lose money, sorry, that sucks. You know, that's just, again, this is just my opinion. The market's going down, fine. That's okay. There's still money to be made for some people, and there's also opportunities to snag something for your PC. I think the greater economic worries are stuff that everybody should be careful for and pay attention to. But sports cards, there are way bigger things in life than a down sports card market. But that's all just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Please leave a like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.